welcome to our web meeting series, which we have started a few weeks ago. Um, for our audience, I request you to give a brief introduction about yourself.
Yeah, thanks, Praveen. Thanks for inviting me. Now, I come from a manufacturing background with my engineering in the industrial and production engineering, and after that, having worked for a couple of years in the automobile shop floor, so I have an in-depth understanding of the manufacturing sector. And after that, how the career progressed, I worked in the banking financial services, worked in the telecom, and for the last almost like 11 years, I'm in IBM, and I work in the digital strategy area. Overall, I got 20 years of experience. And in IBM for the last 5-6 years, I'm totally involved into digital transformation for various clients across the globe in different ways of digital transformation. Now, one thing, let me also highlight when you're asking about myself. Now, in my life, currently the situation, what we're going through is unprecedented. I personally, and also when I ask my parents, we have never also, now I see this somewhat similarities around 1929 when the Great Depression happened. And the Great Depression, the recovery happened with the industrialization. The working class people came up. And I do believe that from the COVID-19, the recovery path is all about the digitization. Now, I expect that the digital technology, all this exponential technology, to be at the core, at the nucleus of the recovery from the COVID-19. So that's my view. Back to you, Praveen.
Great. So let's get into the questions. As our topic is about the importance of cloud products when it comes to digital transformation. So I want to ask you a question. What is the importance of the cloud products in this whole digital time? Because digital transformation is a huge ocean. We know that, right?
Right.
The part of that is the cloud products. So what is the importance of that in this ocean?
Yes, I agree. Yes, cloud is one part of the digital transformation. But you see, from the IBM perspective, what I say, that more than any other force in the digital transformation, now the cloud computing has reshaped the business technology landscape like anything. It's, if you ask the single most important thing, of course, the debate is that AI, analytics, and cloud. I believe the cloud platform is the single business, this disruptor in this business transformation that has happened. Now, we spoke to various CEOs, CXOs around the globe. And what they're saying is that almost like 80% of the CXOs, they will embrace cloud in the next 3 years and some way or the other. 80% of these cloud applications, the business applications will be in the cloud. And 80% of these cloud applications will be in the container. And almost like 65% of the CXOs, they mentioned that within the next 10 years, they will transform most of their workloads into the cloud. So what's happening, the business, they are developing all their applications on the cloud native applications, all the analytics, everything happening on the cloud itself. So cloud is making a profound change in the way we do business. And for instance, the way you and me talking in the Zoom, it's all because of the cloud. That's happening. So cloud is the biggest game changer going forward. So that's my view. Of course, things are changing because when you talk about cloud computing, then it comes edge computing and others. But the cloud is a platform. It's connecting the whole world. And a lot of businesses are embracing this cloud-led business transformation or the business disruption.
Great. We know being in a manufacturing industry, this digital transformation has not been properly happened till now, especially in India, predominantly in MSME, means small or medium enterprises. It didn't happen properly. So what do you think are the major challenges to implement this digital transformation in manufacturing, predominantly in MSME?
Yeah, yes, I absolutely agree on the point. It has not happened. It has not taken off. Now, you see, but also we should be cognizant of the fact that in India, the IT and the services sector, a lot of good things happen. So India has moved up the value chain in the services sector, the IT, the technology field. But yes, manufacturing may not be in our forte. That has not happened. But also what I do know that the current government, they have a lot of focus in the manufacturing. The Make in India program, unfortunately, may not be too successful. But a lot of focus has been there in ensuring that the manufacturing and particularly the MSME sector grow. And I've gone through this Niti Ayog's, the strategy of the government. And the focus has been on the industrialization, industry 4.0. this injecting or the embedding the so-called AI, the analytics and the robotics and the machine learning, deep learnings, all those stuff into the sector. Now, unfortunately, that has not taken off right now. And there has been some constraints in the technology adoption. Some of the big players, of course, I know, and of course, you also know that they have adopted the blockchains and the other technologies in terms of the manufacturing side. But the MSMEs things have not happened. And the government has also been speaking about this, incentivizing them to adopt some of these technologies. Now, you see, yes, let's agree that has not happened. But right now, at this COVID-19, that actually gives us some opportunity. This is an opportunity actually to shift gears and actually embrace this digital technology. Now, ideally, I should believe government should also incentivize significantly, because a lot of loans and a lot of other incentives government has given because of the crisis to the MSME sectors. But I do believe that this is the time, if they adopt to the technology and do not get into these old ways of doing the things. In the new normal, they should adopt to this so-called Industry 4.0, a lot of industrial IoTs and other stuff. I think things can change. So this is a point where definitely we can make and break the Indian manufacturing sector. There's a tremendous opportunity, I believe, in terms of making the things change and set the record straight.
Great. So, because we are talking about manufacturing and about the digital transformation in manufacturing and about the cloud products, do you think PLM is one of the top 5 tools which manufacturing need to start implementing? So, what is the take?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, yes. You see, now PLM now. If I go to the legacy way of manufacturing, there's a very standard ways of manufacturing in terms of they have a supply chain thing, they have some RDMS system, they have some legacy, some discrete softwares, and a typical engineer used to design a product, and someone goes for the manufacturing and this goes for the sales. Now today things have changed. Now even when we think about the conceptualization of the product, it's not a one person. It's a lot of the innovation comes from various sources, from the social, from the mobile, from the different innovation comes. Same for the production also. The manufacturing doesn't happen in one single plant. The company is large organization. They have multiple plants all across the globe. And suppliers are also quite significant, huge. Now PLM provides a single thread which ties up all the different sources of innovation to the manufacturing, to the supply chain, all the network. So across the product lifecycle, the PLM in the cloud primarily, it ties together all the different building blocks and the components. And you see that today, when we mention about this, with the innovation coming from the social side, now capturing all this innovation from the various sources, which plan to produce, from where the supply chain it should happen, and definitely benefiting from the cloud, that's a game changer PLM should play. And also the most important point, till now, we have not leveraged the data. We mentioned about the so-called the factory, the old factory and the smart factory. Now, of course, for a long time, sensors are there in the factories, but the data, whatever the data gets generated, stays over there. But today, it's in a data-driven culture, in a data-driven economy, with the power of AI and of course with the power of cloud, we leverage this data and a lot of insights and inputs go. And there the PLM actually also significantly comes into the picture, and how the entire life cycle, the value chain of the manufacture of the product and services can be done. The PLM is definitely going to be one of the top cloud products in this new manufacturing company.
Great. So, as being Indians, we need to talk about our Indian manufacturing industry. So, so what do you think? Why our Indian companies were not able to utilize this PLM product properly in Indian market? What do you think might be the reason?
Yeah, see, the Indian system has a typical, it's a different way of doing the things. Now, they do not go in a very structured format. And you see, as I mentioned, in the manufacturing sector, the technology adoption, unfortunately, has not happened significantly. Now, maybe some of the large companies, they do adopt some of the PLM products of some large technological companies. But what we expect, the underbelly of the economy is all these MSMEs. Now, there has been some issues in terms of technology adoption. Now, of course, PLM is part of the technology adoption, but unfortunately, till now, the MSMEs, they have not adopted this technology significantly. And of course, that's the reason the PLM has not been taken off. But as I mentioned again, that yes, this is the right time. And when they're thinking of capturing data from the various sources, try to connect all the different components of the supply chain, they decide on where to manufacture, where to sell, and all those things. And of course, the PLM remains an unputdownable tool for the primarily I should highlight for the MSME segment in India to catch up.
Okay. With this, we'll close this session, Rajib. Once again, I would like to thank you for your time and came out, and we are very happy to host you in this web meeting series. Thank you once again, Rajib.
Thanks a lot, Praveen. Thank you.